die in battle against the hags. How he copes is that he kind of like goes through the emotions of it all, where he's like just processing the loss, but at the same time he wants to also process the positives that also came out of it, like the hags are dead and their influence in the forest has ceased, and basically the trouble they cause is no more. So in a way, he wants to just remember that their lives were not in vain. But and also like I imagine he also med like the elven meditation of a lot of resting. I imagine he also kind of like meditates through the process.
Yeah, I'm sure you've lived that long, probably seen your fair share of failures.
Mm.
But the others,
Yeah, Soul Green would probably, if something didn't go his way, or like if he failed or he suffered a setback, he'll probably, well, he's used to it because of where he lives and how he operates, but he tries to find a different way to tackle the problem. Do it his way, perhaps not the normal way.
Mikhail and Kamina.
Well, in terms of fabulous, you could call like him losing his face one of them, and well, he just saw it as an opportunity to bounce back and well, get back what is rightfully his, or offset that error.
All you can do is learn from your failure and don't do it again. You have to just stop and look back at everything. Well, you're never gonna move forward.
Why is Freya whispering? I mean, there's never been a song with lyrics in this playlist before, has it? Not bad. I'm sure she never used to speak at the start of the song. But you guys all keep the
Mm.
bot muted.
It's fine, I think.
Okay. Rania, have you got a recap for us?
Oh yeah. In the following few days, the Green Dragon came to collect their war for the arena. The party was able to persuade that they can wait for another month. Later, a Leonin called Dalgren Wildmane visited and asked Brothergate for aid, where they claimed the Shadowclaw tribe to be a problem, and in return they could offer their skilled healers. The Algrins said that Leonin are aligned with elves that smelled like Carmilla, and the party decided to personally meet up with the other two Leonin tribes, the Feldraker Court and the Verdant Mains, to understand the specific problems the Shadowclaws are causing and what other vile things this clan might do. And so, the party journeys towards the Leonin tribes with haste.
Yeah, and as you guys faced a couple of things in the forest, you managed to avoid some, fight some others, and at this point, it's approaching about midday, but the grasslands are you're kind of on the edge of the grasslands where you are hoping to run across the Felidrakar court anytime sometime soon.
Yep.
But there's still a couple of miles before you get there, so we're gonna do one last navigation check and all that to start off. You guys can describe how you are making your way through the forest.
All right. Right now, I can imagine, like Trymere, like they've been moving with haste at a fast pace, and Trymere's feeling confident that they're moving in the right direction. And after dealing with the few monsters on the way, like he's still feeling the flow of the haste, like on a hurry. So, one check, and he's gonna use a sorcery point to make 2 rolls. So let's see what he gets. Ooh, 19.
Okay, yeah, very nice. You managed to lead the party. At this point, you're pretty sure that you know the path that you are taking, and yeah, you are going in the right direction. But the lookout, I would like to get a lookout from you. Remember, I think, did we say you have disadvantage
Carmelo.
because you're moving fast, or is it just passive perception that it affects?
It's a disadvantage, but since Carmilla had like well fed, it's a regular roll.
Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you. Yeah, so Camilla, you can act as the lookout as you are now starting to approach the town.
There's nothing there, really.
So what is this looking like as you guys are traveling along, and in the distance you will start to be able to make out a sort of clearing where the actual citadel should be. You haven't quite reached it there yet, but as you are hiking through the forest, what are you guys doing? And I will tell you what Commoner doesn't see. in, in a
Should we have gotten there by now, or not yet?
I believe it should be at least one more hour or less if we're moving at the quick pace we are. Yeah. I imagine as we're moving fast, driver is like at the front and everyone else is catching up, and Carmilla, like I imagine through the fast motion, is it looking as well as she'd like to.
Yeah, I mean, she probably thinks she's doing perfectly fine.
Yeah.
With perception, it never feels like you're doing bad.
Okay. True.
But yeah, as you are as you're kind of emerging from these forests, and there is this golden sort of sea of grasslands that is stretching out on the other side of these trees. Um, you you will not notice as a a kind of unit, like an honor guard of Leonin warriors in finely crafted armor, with sort of golden fur and wearing blue cloaks embroidered with silver, like lion motifs. They, you will suddenly hear them as they like, you turn a corner and you just see this whole retinue kind of marching down the road, and as they stop, you see one of them put the spear up in the air and just shout, "Behold, heroes of Browderville, welcome to Paws Edge Citadel, stronghold of the Phalidrika court. King Bastian and Queen Cassandra await you with open arms. Please, follow us." And that you will see that they all kind of, they seem like they are here to escort you, but you're not sure where the hell they just came from. Just wandered out of the woods.
Oh, yeah.
They,
I
they,
imagine drivers like. Oh, go ahead.
they look like. Would I have any encounters with them?
You can give me a history check if you want to.
Yeah.
See, you, yeah. Anyone who wants to give that check to see if they've encountered the Lokar, I mean, the Lokar, the Phalidrika.
Yeah, Phalidrika. Yeah.
Story oriented. You got a 10.
Yeah, at 10 you will be able to recognize that it it's always hard to tell. Like there's always a chance that the Shadow Claw could be disguising themselves, but the kinds of armor and they look quite fancy, more more like Roman sort of style armor than you would see in the rest of Mordia, and that's a pretty dead giveaway that you're probably in the right place. But it would be a surprise to Thelgrin as to why you would an escort would be sent. Like that's very strange. That would never happen to you. And
Okay.
but yeah, if you want to see if they are trying to trick you or anything, that would be more like an inside check.
Yeah, I wanted to make the
You've
history to
encountered-
see if I even encounter them at all, because I can really make the check. And like, if I
Yeah,
don't know
you've
who they
encountered-
are,
You've encountered Leonin wearing fancy armor and speaking like they're knights. That's the Phalidrika court.
yeah, then I will. It might be because they are, well, as I said, heroes of Brodovik, and they killed the hags. But I still, if I find it odd, then I will. What is it? Insight?
Yeah.
No, not very good. 12. Oh, I think I rolled with Gorm accidentally. I did roll with Gorm accidentally. That would be a 13 instead of a 12.
Yeah, with the 13, it seems strange to you. Like you're not sure where they came from, but they must have noticed your arrival. Like they must have seen you coming from somewhere, and you're not sure. The fact that you didn't see them first is a little bit worrying, but they seem like they're with the Phalidrika.
All right.
this kind of herald standing in front of them is looking at you all expectantly as kind of waits for a response.
Yeah, I imagine Tyrone saying, "Ah, yes, of course. Wait, we also seek to meet with your king and queen. Did they mention that king and queen and queen?
Yes,
Character?
he said
Ah,
King
okay.
Bastian and Queen Cassandra await you with open arms.
Yeah,
Then he
Tyrone would be basically saying, "Ah, yes, lead the way."
Wonderful. At the warmth of our hearth, at the warmth of our hearth and the spirit of our kinship embrace you, my friend. And they will, all the soldiers kind of surround you, and it would look to a lot of you kind of like a shield wall that they're forming, but more of a square as they create this sort of phalanx, and you can see their spears are a little bit longer. They clearly have Greek style fighting tactics that they are now surrounding you, and will provide you with an escort towards the citadel as we move on to this map. I haven't put the Leonin down, but if you want to talk to them, they are literally surrounding you. As you see now ahead of you, this like grand stronghold that the Felidrikar court is famous for having like regal warriors and very proud traditions. But now with the Hags of Elder Twist vanquished and their kin returned home, the court is alive with celebration, and you are being taken in as honored guests. Is there anything you guys want to do before they actually bring you into the city, as you are now kind of on the outskirts and they seem to be taking you towards this massive stronghold in the middle?
And nothing from
No.
Thalgrin. I'll just
Yeah.
stay on the lookout from my end. Because it's still weird to me, at least.
Yeah, if you're trying to give a bit of a lookout, you can give me a perception check.
Starting with all the rolls. 12.
Yeah, you don't notice anything special as you are approaching, but you do see that there is a signpost that is pointing towards the outside of the citadel, where there's you can see there is a market square on the one arrow, and another arrow that points towards the Meowstridge Inn. So you've got a market and an inn that you can currently see from where you are.
Okay.
But yeah, as you are now entering the city, there will be actually, you can put your tokens down. I might have been kicked. It said I've lost connection. No, I'm back. But it's reloading, so yeah, give me a minute. But the rest of you, I don't know if you should be able to see the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, this one, yes.
What is everyone's passive perception?
Mine is 15.
24.
15.
16 for Thalgrim.
And Mika.
15 was done.
Okay, so Carmela, you would notice as you are walking into town, you would notice someone cut the purse from Finway's belt. He manages to steal Finway's coin purse and then goes for your own. But like you saw him do it to Finway and notice him coming as the guy right above you is trying to pickpocket.
Well, I think I'm gonna try to pickpocket his pickpocket, if you understand what I mean.
Okay, so what does this look like? I mean, he's not trying to make it obvious. He's not like rushing at you. He's probably going to just try and walk past you and bump into you. But yeah, that would give you the same opportunity that he's getting. So
Okay. Oh, that's gonna be funny.
Well, I saw where he put his. I saw where he put Finway's purse. I'm just gonna like put my hand down and just be like, yeah, you know.
you can give me a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Oh
No.
shit! Terrible rolls.
Yeah.
From now.
Yeah, you guys kind of bump into each other and then you both get caught as your hand is in his pocket and his hand is in your pocket, and he just like looks up at you, and with his other hand he just draws a knife and he goes, wait right there, don't do anything stupid. But you can see you can immediately feel he starts shaking. He knows he's been caught. He's looking into Kamala's eyes right up close.
Just put it back.
Sean for-
And then nothing happened.
Give me a persuasion or an intimidation check.
Finally, a good roll.
Yeah, he kind of like, you feel the knife kind of shaking in his other hand, and then he retracts it and will like pull his hand out of your pocket and then just like give you Finway's coin purse back. As he just goes, okay, all right, don't want any trouble, and looks around at the rest of your group, like realizing this will not end well for him.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you let him go, he's gonna run. Is that Are they gonna do anything to stop it?
Well, nothing happens. So, why not let him go?
Yeah, he books it
Yeah.
towards,
I remember seeing this.
not heading towards the market side, but just runs for his life as he saw something murderous in those eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Trevor's like, huh, that was random.
Yeah, Kamala just had a little waltz with some random dude in the street for some reason. Finway goes, hey, someone stole my coin purse.
Nah, not really. look at the ground. Must have been falling off.
Serves me right for getting a cheap one. I may need to go to the market for a new coin purse, as and he just kind of picks up what he has and starts fumbling with it. But at this point, the escort, the Lokar, that Leonin that are escorting you will sort of gesture towards the stairs and say that the king and queen are waiting for them inside the royal hall. So when you are ready to meet them, you can head up the stairs.
All right.
You will see that there's a long ship docked here in one of these kind of canals, and this place is obviously quite different from anywhere you're used to visiting in Mordia. Like these lion statues.
Thorgrim will stay in the back of the group. He's not one of the heroes of Brodovik. He's still there.
Okay, so you guys make your way in. You'll see there are a few guards ahead, but yeah, you can see the tokens that are up ahead. Sorry, were you going to say?
Yep.
Sorry, I thought I spoke over someone. Yeah, as you were arriving, there will be a small group of Leonin children actually that will run out from the gardens just as you are walking in, and you will see that they kind of excitedly rush forward towards you, and there's like a whole gaggle of them that are now asking about your battle with the hags, and you can hear just 100 questions coming at you at once. Does anyone interact with the children?
Yeah, I think Trimer would be he's quite the soft one in he would interact with the children. He'll answer their questions like in a way he's kind of like letting the party know that he'll deal with the questions of the children while they can basically he'll entertain the children while the party can interact with the king and queen.
They are surrounding you currently. It's like they sort of, you're currently in a sea of like it's like a whole school of Leonin kids that have just wandered out. Yeah, sorry, I don't have tokens for all of them, but you would hear a couple of them going, "Is it true? Is it true? Oh, we heard that you saved Jimmy from the hags," and he said that someone and close the thing. what do you guys think the kids would have reacted to? Like, what moments do you think that they would be bringing up for you guys?
Jumping out of the of the house with Gorman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess asking, like, is it true that the house was alive? That it had big chicken legs and that it was running through a forest?
Yes, it was quite a devious creature. It was. Yeah, it is something you should expect from Fae like the hags. To be honest, they have very tricky and sinister magic.
Oh, but you killed them good. Did you get one of them, Mr. Elf?
Yeah, yes, it was. It was it was the largest of the three hags that I forget. I don't care. look up her name again. It was
Yeah,
oh
one
yeah,
of the kids will
it
be like,
was
Iron Jaw!
Iron Jaw.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes,
they know.
Iron Jaw. Yes.
Yeah, the kids will all be kind of oohing and eyeing, just amazed at all of this. Is anyone else going to share any of their stories with these kids? Because you can make a performance check if you want to try and entertain them.
Yeah.
Did someone
Yeah,
say
Tyler would say something about
performance? It's finally time. To tell them about how I saved the chicken. You see, kids, sometimes the simple things in life are the best. And that's why you should never leave a chicken behind.
Yeah, you see, this it doesn't quite resonate with a bunch of lion children. Like, they're like, I think chickens are food, miss. But a couple of them are like, no, she's a hero, proud of her. Always save the chickens. And then one of them goes, hey, I think they've got some new chickens on Mr. Leo's farm. Let's go set them free. And the whole crowd is going
Oh,
to cheer and rush off to go liberate some chickens from their coops.
no, don't do that. Actually,
You can give a persuasion check, but it will be at disadvantage. This is a whole like swarm of
okay.
children.
Oh dang it, a 13 at disadvantage.
Yeah, it doesn't beat the 14, I'm afraid. So as they, you ask these children not to, you see them all run from the citadel towards the farmlands nearby, and
Oh no.
yeah, I'm sure that'll end fine.
Yeah, I guess that that deals with that scenario.
Yeah. At this point, you will see on the other side uh, this kind of almost reserved but white-furred Leonin that she looks almost more like a lynx, but is wearing frosted blue crystals that all of you can immediately tell the jewelry she's wearing is magical. But the man standing next to her is this towering Leonin covered in scars and definitely looks like a warrior. But he will be the one to raise a paw and just say, "Ah, finally, the heroes of Broudevik have arrived. We've been waiting for you." He kind of gestures you over.
And yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, Tyler can move forward and he says, I imagine he would say something along the lines of, sorry, excuse me. Yes, we made haste to the journey here. Your 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 guards have escorted us here on the way.
When our lookout spotted the heroes on their way here, we wanted to get you here as fast as possible. Hope you didn't encounter too much trouble. I am
No, no,
Lord
no, no,
Furion Wild. A pleasure. And he will step forward and extend a hand to introduce himself to you.
Yep. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, Trymir would oblige, and he would say, Trymir, and my other two elven companions here are Finway and Ariana, and and yeah, the rest can introduce themselves. They're like just into the other in the creative party.
And what's going through the rest of your heads as you're in the citadel?
Expected less greenery.
Uh,
That's what's going through my head.
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to let the others step forward. I'll take the spot and say, Thalgrim Wildmane, Lord Furion, and Queen Cassandra. You will do a small bow. I wasn't with them at the battle, but I'm currently traveling with them. From the Verdun main tribe.
Yeah, the queen, as Fiorin takes a step out of the way, and you see the queen standing there. She will nod ahead, say, "Well met, wild men. And what a battle we heard it was for the rest of you. We must thank you for returning our children to us. The hags have been a thorn in our side for far too long." And Fiorin will continue, and he's like, "We only regret we couldn't join you on the battlefield. Should have told us you were going out to battle."
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that the the hags were coming to us after we were dealing a lot of trouble with their business.
Well, you will have to tell us more over a feast. And
Very well.
so yeah, you will notice that the king, who the others said here, is not with them, but Queen Cassandra would say, "We have a feast being prepared in the royal tavern. Hope you will join us there tonight."
I do not mind. What do the rest of you say? Carmilla, Mikael, Dahlgren?
Well, the feast sounds lovely. I'm sure we need the rest as well.
You can say no to the queen.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, and then Trymir also says, uh, we also came here to like since we dealt with the hags, we've been notified that their basically their servants, the Shadowclaw tribe, might still pose a threat, and basically we want to understand more of the situation of what's goes on with the Shadowclaws and what they do.
Yes, I believe I know what you were speaking of. We've been dealing with them ourselves. Unfortunately, not all the Onin seek unity. They have been growing bolder as of late, but we are not sure what they are attempting to do. They have no honor. They don't care for the gods or tradition. We believe they serve something darker. If if you are willing to help us with them, I'm sure my husband would be glad to offer any aid he can. If I can get him away from those damned beasts, she says, just kind of looking over her shoulder up towards this massive castle behind.
is your husband occupied with something?
Yes, just a little hobby of his, but I'm sure he will join us for the feast. Uh, I do beg your forgiveness for his absence.
Understood.
Yeah, you can see she looks kind of annoyed as she's saying this. Like she doesn't want to have to be apologizing for him, but this is clearly a problem for her.
Okay.
But she will just say, "Well, I will see you at the feast later. Let me go and see if I can uh, get him to join us. Please explore the citadel, enjoy yourselves, and I will see you later." And she gives a little nod, and then we'll turn around and head
Yeah.
towards the stairs.
Right. And they mentioned that the royal the feast would take place in like the royal tavern. Yeah, like Tyron would ask like where that place is.
Yeah, Fioran will say, "Come, I'm sure they have the feast getting started already. I'll show you where it is." And he will start to lead you into the citadel as he takes you to kind of show you around here. But yeah, but nothing. He will tell you that there is the Meow Street Inn, which is the Royal Tavern as well. And you notice this place isn't actually that big, but they have built it up like to make it look as fancy as possible, I think. But he will explain to you that to the east of the citadel we have the Meowstridge Inn, which is where the feast will take place. To the south we have the Persong Sanctuary, where some of our healers commune with the gods. I'm sure you passed the Whisker Watch Tower on the way in, but here in the center of the citadel is where the king keeps his menagerie of exotic beasts. I'm sure he wouldn't be opposed to showing some of them if you ask nicely.
All right.
So yeah, you're gonna, and there is a market, of course, if you are looking to spend some coin.
We can
I
start
mean,
with the inn and then head our ways from there.
I think that sounds like a good plan.
so what is your guys' goal here in the at the Philandrica? I mean, have you got? I mean, I know you want to speak to them about the Shadow Claw, but it doesn't. I'm not hearing any actual intentions in the city. What
Okay.
do you guys want to do?
Okay. Okay. Thinking deeply about it. He would. Yeah. Tyron would ask a bit about the. Or so they're the. Oh yeah, Feldrake Court. Yeah, he's gonna ask. Like what. Like basically, since Tyron doesn't know much about Leon Price, he's gonna ask. Fury and Rawclaw is like what the Fugitor Court is mostly known for. Like what basically what are they good at? at Moskvin.
Well, that's a broad question. I suppose we are just a small Leonin court, but we are descendants of the great leaders who once settled in Bazir. Our king is on a quest to unite the Leonin kingdom under our own banner, and unfortunately, we have faced many problems in doing so, especially the hags. But without them, things might go a little smoother these days.
I see. Like what? Like what other differences divides you from the other Leon tribes? Rather, what? Rather, what? What kind of disagreements that you mainly have?
Kind of looked at the other Leonin in your party and just goes, well, I suppose some would say we're somewhat more civilized, but our culture here is one of long-standing traditions that I believe most of the other Leonin have forgotten over the years. But here we uphold the traditions and do what we can to honor those who came before us.
See.
For instance, and he'll kind of take his own shield and show it to you, and how say it may seem like a small difference, but most of the Mordians hold the shield in the fist, whereas we tie ours to our arms so we can hold an extra weapon in that hand. It comes in very handy for many things. They may seem like minor differences, but our shield walls, I would wager, are even stronger than most you would be familiar with.
Okay. And uh, and what- and your king right now. Right now, it seems from what I'm hearing, he has like a hobby of sorts. From what it sounds like he does he like train or keep exotic beasts or something of that nature?
Yes, exotic beasts are quite the fascination for him. He has cultivated many from across the world, and he tends to them at the top of the citadel.
I see.
Honestly, I've never
And
fully understood why, but each to their own, I suppose.
There is a lot to learn from them. Just because
Yeah.
they're different than us doesn't mean they have nothing to offer.
now that makes me wonder. Like Carmel attack some kind of strange chicken for the hags. Now I wonder if how much he would buy if Carmelo were to theoretically or hypothetically sell this chicken. Unique chicken.
Camilla's starting her own little menagerie back there. She's got a giant eagle. She's got Sven, I guess.
Yes, and now, what will I pick up on this expedition?
Sounds like the king here might have some interesting some interesting options.
Hmm.
And what brings you here? I mean, I heard you were investigating the Shadow Claws, but an elf this side of Mordia. I can't say we get many elves around here. This may be perhaps more than I've seen in years.
Uh, yeah. Uh, yes. For me, I was able to collect some, I guess, say, old maps of the past, and in certain areas around this one, to the northwest of here, there appears to be a cache of sorts, and it may seem to contain some valuable history of the past, but also maybe some other assorted items from the past as well. I'm here to basically investigate and collect wherever this cache is.
Oh, well, I can't say I've ever wanted something like that myself, but as I said, I think the last time I saw an elf here was maybe when I was a child. So welcome. It's nice to see that the elves are more cultured than I expected. Well, most of you, anyway.
He kind of looks at the three from Borderbit and seems impressed, but not so much with Comena.
Uh, hmm. Yes. Uh, I've actually heard from Dahlgren that apparently uh, Carmilla smells like the smells like elves that are like aligned with the Shadow Claws, which is quite curious. Wondering how that connects.
Hard to tell from the scent, but they use dark magic. Some of them have been seen killing soldiers and draining them of their blood. We thought they were eating them at first, but seems all they want is the blood, and they are pale skinned like her. But most of them are
Uh,
somewhat more feral.
okay.
You're not going to. And then he kind of stops himself from. As he realizes that no, you guys are the famed heroes. He says, "Oh,
Never mind, I don't want to be rude. Well, is there anywhere else I could take you in the citadel, or do you want to sit and wait for the feast?
Hmm. No. I believe you would introduce us to like all the major parts in this small city. Mm. Anyone else have any questions for him?
I did hear you have a bustling market. Could one see that as well?
Let's go and explore then. There are many interesting stalls and shops here.
As he will lead you guys towards the market then. Yeah, there are a number of shops, but I I haven't made a whole map for this marketplace. So, give me a second, find the shops. Yeah, are you looking for anything in particular?
Actually, I was trying to see if I could like try and sell the acorn here. Like, I don't see why not. Like the golden acorn, fetched back at the witch's hut.
Oh,
Sorry, the what? The acorn?
Yeah, the golden acorn that I snatched.
Oh,
From the
yeah,
squirrel.
from the hag's
yes.
scroll. Yeah, maybe they know what
Yeah,
it has.
yeah, I think it's just a
Like,
golden acorn. It's just-
oh, okay. Okay, it's not
Like
some
a-
kind of special seed.
I'd say it's probably like a 10 gold piece chunk of gold. It's like a
Damn.
yeah, 10 for a good one, 5 for probably a regular one. But did I give it an actual price there? I can't.
You did not know. You just told me to put a placeholder for now.
Yeah, I may. Hold on, let me double check. There may have been. I may have said that because I had an item, but I cannot remember an acorn. Yeah, no, I can't find what I was thinking back then. It's just a chunk of gold. It's like a gold nugget, essentially.
Huh. Well,
Oh, good. Ooh,
that,
excuse me.
that's really it, really. Trying to look to sell it.
Yeah, that's it. You can get. Actually, give me a persuasion check. Uh, maybe you can barter a little bit and get a better price.
Yeah, like basically one of the treasures that were looted
Uh,
from the hags. Like maybe that can be for a good price. Like ooh, a treasure from the heroes. Ooh,
Or he's cursed and they'll try to kill him.
well, my charisma is dog shite, so okay.
An 18 is irrelevant.
damn, no modifier.
Yeah, with an 18, uh you find someone that gets a kick out of the fact that it's perfectly acorn shaped and will give you 100 gold pieces for this one.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh,
Sold.
Yeah, you get the impression as you are selling that, you will notice that um it seems trade is good here. There's a lot of money to go around, and yeah, a lot of the stuff here looks. I'll just say it looks like a lot of Greek style things here. Like you can picture there's a lot of pottery being sold, and the shields are slightly different. The spears are longer. The swords are shaped differently, but um, and you know the like breastplates that they are selling here it looks more like they come with like Spartan greaves and those kinds of things. Um, but it definitely looks like they are sticking to the Thagan traditions.
oh, not since they have a market here. Uh, Kymir, Kymir has that wand of entangle he has from the hags, and it's. I guess he's gonna look for uh, a, I guess a shopkeeper or a collector of like such magical trinkets, if they accept such things.
Okay, yeah, you can give me an investigation check to see if you can find someone looking for a one.
Okay. see. 15 investigation.
Okay, yeah, you will find a place. I can't read that. Yeah, you will find a place called the Griffin's uh, Caducetorium. What the hell does that mean? I assume that it's like a wondrite or something. But yeah, you will find that there are some quite exotic shops here down um, one of these lanes, and you'll see that the street outside is filled with this kind of alchemical smoke, as there is an old human standing in there that uh, he's got a dagger on his belt, but a wide array of wands sitting on a table in front of him. As you, yeah, you can see some of them are made of different like woods and that kind of thing. But as a sorcerer, you probably, oh no, I suppose sorcerers don't usually use wands. You can give me an Arcana check to see if you can identify these.
Okay. 12.
What did you roll?
Or I thought, but I'll roll magical guidance because why not? I can convert my spell slots to sorcery points. Okay, there you go. Much better. 19.
A 19. Okay, yeah, nice. You know that the ones that are lying out here are all probably uncommon, but you can see there's a few wand of web, wands of web that can and see look quite dark and would be able to cast webs. There's a wand of magic missiles, a couple of those. There's a wand of magic detection and a +1 wand of the war mage, which
Uh,
yeah, you can see each of them kind of has a little tag on it with a story of where it came from and what wood it's made from and those kinds of things. But it doesn't
okay.
look like he's got any of the one that you
Okay. The fact that it's stored, it might sell for more if he tells sort of where this one originated came from. Okay. Yeah, Trimer. I'll go over to the shop and say, hello, sirs. Seeing your shop, I'm here to actually. I wonder if you are interested in a one that I acquired from my adventures. Uh, I have no use for this one, but it may be of use to you in your shop here.
Oh, absolutely. Let me take a look. And he kind of looks at the group and then looks down. He says, "Is there a story behind this one? Quite nicely made."
Ah, indeed, there is. This wand was obtained actually from the hags that were recently slain, and this was one of the few items that was in their hut. Uh,
yeah, his eyes go
after
wide
slaying the
and
hags. Yes.
yeah, he interrupts his eyes going wide. He goes, "This is from the hags. The hags have felt a twist."
He says, yes, but they've been slain. They've been dealt
Oh, I know. You know what kind of a price this will fetch? Yes, it will. How much do you want for it? An actual one recovered by the heroes.
with. I wonder, can Trimer make a history check, basically wondering what, or rather looking at the ones he has in storage and with what he has now, can. Hmm, I wonder what can it check? Either history or insight.
You're trying to assess what it's worth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Basically, Trimer is gonna try to offer trying to see, like, basically about how much he has, and looking at the other ones. I wonder what the other ones he has in store. Like basically, he's kind of trying to make a comparison of like what's a good price. Because Trimer isn't a trader, so he doesn't know what's a good price for this.
Yeah, okay, you can
Uh,
make investigation or insight.
Okay, I'll make insight. Let's see. 17.
Okay, yeah, 17 is pretty good. You get the impression this guy's actually would be quite happy to pay a lot for this item, given the story that goes with it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, just
At
give me a
that,
second to also like figure this out for you.
okay.
But yeah, you can continue.
Hmm. Yeah. At that, Trimer will say, "How does uh, two, 2,000 gold sound?"
Okay, hold on. You just did the whole check. What is the rarity of the item?
It's a uncommon. Let me double check. The wand of entangle. Oh yeah, it's
Okay,
uncommon.
then I need you to please roll a D100, and you can just a straight D100 actually.
Okay.
This is the base
Come on,
price
high
for an
roll.
uncommon.
95.
Oh yeah, that's pretty damn high. Yeah, so he will offer you 1.5 times the base price, which for an uncommon item would be 500 gold. So yeah, with this and with the story behind this, he would say, 2,000 gold. That sounds perfect to me, actually. That deal, and he will, he will buy it from you for 2,000 gold.
All right. I shall remove that from my inventory. Wand of entangle. Delete. Yes.
Uh, yeah,
And
sorry, I found
shall
actual
add 2,000 gold.
But
Yes.
so yeah, you can add 2008. Now, I will also remind you guys because I can feel there's a little bit of like maybe you guys don't know what you're supposed to be doing, but this is a sandbox campaign, so you've got to go out and actually find stuff to do. But
I was waiting
they
for the rest
uh,
to speak.
well, the main
Yeah.
just I will just remind you that um, the main goal is still to get a lot of money and stuff for Bradovic, which now that Bradovic is bigger, there's it's going to cost more to put up that new dwarven part of the settlement and all that. So I did update the prices, but you're currently trying to bring back 14,000 gold, 7,000 gold worth of trade goods, 8,000 gold worth of supplies and provisions, and 6,000 gold worth of artifacts and relics. So
Hmm.
just bear that in mind when you are thinking of what you need to be doing. This
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that conversation can come up like during the feast, where we can discuss trade potentials, possibilities.
okay. Well, does anyone else want to do some stuff in the market before we go to the feast?
Well, I cannot. I don't have anything to sell, nor I can probably afford anything I want. But I would ask Lord Furion if it's within the realm of possibility. You mentioned you were fighting with a shield strapped to your head, leaving your second head empty. If you have a barracks, I can watch the people train and see for myself. It's something I might want to try to do myself.
Ah, would like to train with us. I would be happy to join you for that. We'll head over to the tower and join me for some of the lads today. As yeah, for any sort of military stuff, you can probably head to Whisker Watch Tower, which uh, are you wanting to go there now?
No, if still looking at the here in the market or wherever else, then we can do that. But probably if we're I just assume we're heading off tomorrow morning. So hopefully today I get to today I get to see it.
Yeah, I mean he'll go with you right now to go and do that if you want to do that while everyone else is uh, in the market.
Yeah, by all means.
Well, then, anyone like to join us for some training, or are you going to enjoy what the city has to offer?
I think I'm gonna stay in the markets for a bit longer to see what other beautiful things you're selling.
Well, enjoy yourselves. We'll be at the tower if you change your minds. And yeah, he will lead you off towards the tower.
Yeah, I'll follow.
There wouldn't happen to be like exotic like collector type merchant here, like someone who collects things.
I think you were just there.
Yeah, I mean there definitely would be. If you want to, sorry, I've got so many notes here, but yeah, you could definitely find collectors of all kinds of things. What kind of a collector are you looking?
Well, considering Trymir just sold a staff pertaining to the hags for 2,000 gold, well, I was wondering like if you could find someone who collects like strange things and then try and like sell them the vial of hag blood.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you could definitely find like an alchemist or something that could use some hag. So you come across a place called Urur and Boris Potions, as you can see that there's a gnome running this place. Why not? Who's you can see he is kind of standing on a stool, like with a shelf counter, and the inside of the shop is just covered in all kinds of strange trinkets. Like there are like eyes and legs of random creatures and uh, like unidentifiable uh, sculptures that you're not entirely sure what their purpose could be, but doesn't appeal as art. And you'll see a number of potions of healing, and he's got a couple of he's got a potion of giant strength. He's got some potion of thunder resistance, and yeah, varying levels of healing potion. But you just see him kind of drumming his fingers on the desk as you approach, and it
Why,
says,
hello.
"Will buy magical bullshit." Oh, hello there. Can I help you?
Well, Well, I noticed when you're saying that it says "will buy magical bullshit," and so I have an
Ooh.
offer for you. well,
Ooh, I do like a bit of magical bullshit. What have you got for us?
well, I'm not sure. Like, I don't really dabble with alchemy myself. Like, how useful is blood to you?
It depends on the blood.
Well,
It's
if I were
from
to
something
say,
powerful, then very useful.
well, if I say it was from the hag by the name of Drekna Bloodtooth,
Blood from the Bloodtooth herself. Oh, I definitely like that. Well, oh, you must be the heroes. Oh, very nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. The name's Mikkel.
Oh, nice to meet you. Do you mind if I take a look?
Of course, have a gander.
And yeah, he'll kind of take the vial and lift it up to the light, just swirling it around, and puts a little monocle on and looks at it closer as he speaks a detect magic spell, and I will yeah, he'll try and give you a good price for it, actually, as this, I would say, did I give you a rarity on that one either? So it's
No.
pretty rare. Not easy to get. Yeah, from Drekna specifically. You can roll a D100 as well. Please.
All right. Damn, 23.
I roll. Ah, there.
Oh, actually, you will have a -10 to this because it is rare, and it's hard to sell things the rarer they are. Well, harder to find a buyer that can afford it, rather. But with a 23, yeah, his unfortunately that is pretty bad. So he- he'll say, "Oh, I could probably offer you about 500 gold for this. I mean, it's not much."
That is true.
Got more vials, I'd happily buy in too.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't. That was the only blood I could fetch from her before she was obliterated into a puddle of, well, nothing really.
And give
The
me
only
a
one that exists.
persuasion check here, as you can see he's definitely tempted. And
Oh
Ooh.
boy.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna
uh,
flash of genius myself for 16 instead.
okay, a 16. Oh, okay, actually, so yeah, 16. Then you can, that would make it 29 instead. So sorry, just let me calculate, he says.
maybe you can pay with the potions he has.
He goes, well, I mean, ordinarily, with a story like that, I suppose I could go up to about 1250, but you know what? This is first hand. I tell you what, I can do it for
can do it for 2.5.
And
Just
a half, eh?
for the story alone. And he is offering you. You can give me an insight check as well if anyone else is joining him here to see if that is a good price. But yeah, he's offering you 2.5.
Yeah, I imagine since Mikhail saw Trimer selling, Trimer would be the tagging one.
Alright, then.
Uh,
An
so I can
insight
roll
check.
insight.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Yep.
17.
17 from Trimer.
Yeah, a 17. Trymere, you know that like this would be considered a rare magic item, and a rare magic item, the base price for that would be like 5,000 gold. What you were selling was uncommon, so the base price would have been like 500. But a rare item, that's an easy 5 grand. But this guy's only offering him half price.
A Trimer would be saying, now, like a blood from a hag like this who is now no longer present in this mortal plane, it should go for much higher than that. If
Well,
like if you don't have the gold for it, then maybe you can pay with the potion, with any good potions or any alchemical stuff you have. If you don't have enough gold for it.
he kind of gives you a little scowl, but then, like as you suggest the potions, he softens a little bit as he goes, I suppose you're right. I could maybe throw in a potion or two. I'm just looking because he has potions of greater healing. Do you know how much all the prices are gone off of all the items? And so I'm having a bit of trouble.
Yeah, so
It also says
yeah,
here.
greater healing is greater healing is uncommon, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I feel like healing potions are
On the
like
rise.
at prices, don't they? Okay, I've got to look it up on D&D Beyond, but yeah, he'll say, I'll give you. I'll throw in 3 potions of greater healing. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal. Mikhail?
You have yourself a vial of hag blood.
Oh, thank you very much. Here's your silver. And yeah, he will give you all of this in silver coins. And give you 3 potions of greater healing, which I will put on Mikil's sheet to distribute.
So yep. So Mikhail got like 25,000 silver, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
25,000.
In the bag of holding, the silver goes.
Yeah. That should be 25,000 right there.
Where did you add that? Is it
In my bag of holding.
it's weird? Why doesn't it add to the party total when you add it?
I mean, I can just add it in my pocket That also works. I'm gonna have some very big pockets, but
Yeah, I mean, we're not. You don't have to worry. We're not doing coin.
yeah.
Actually, we probably should do coin weight in this game. That might actually come up at some point. Like trying to get Vatron before.
Yeah,
That would have probably been difficult.
yeah.
But yeah, that so long as it shows up on that list, that would be helpful. But it's up to you if you can just say where you're storing it, because at some point when we get all the stuff that's going to Browdevik, you can either pull from your sheets or from the what's kind of been kept in the party inventory, like on the ship.
Oh, okay. For now, I'll keep them in my bag of holding. Well, on my sheet.
Cool. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
we can assume that's where it is. But
Pleasure doing business with you.
you too, please come back soon. And as you guys continue out into the market, Camilla, are you there in the market as
Yeah, who knows what interesting things you can find. Oh, don't have high hopes.
You can roll a D100, please.
Uh, Imagine if
What
it was
did you roll?
Harry.
2 seconds.
Shouldn't have hoped. You see a place called Surprisingly Useful Stories. There is a bookseller with an impossibly long nose and brilliantly twinkling eyes that offers you a dusty tome as you're walking past. It seems to be a fictional story, but has some magic in it that teaches a valuable skill or a hidden secret. But
Oh,
to see this. Can I interest you in a story?
Why not?
Well, what are you into, girl? You got a particular genre you would like to read?
Stories about pirates.
Yes, we have plenty of those. Come in, and she kind of gestures you into this bookshop. As yeah, let me see. You can roll just a straight d20.
ooh. Come on, high roll. I love rolls like this.
That's a 20.
Oh,
Okay,
Another manual of
you
quick
will
action.
see. That's exactly what I was thinking. You are going to find a manual. Is it quickness of action?
The one for dexterity is quickness of action, I think, something of the sort.
oh my god. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
it
you can
is.
have two of them.
No, it is. It is not that one necessarily. It is. Wait, which one did you get? The quickness of action or the gainful exercise?
No, the quickness. I think the quickness because it gives you extra.
Quickness
dex.
of Agnes was the one I got.
Yeah. I know you
Yeah,
got
from,
that one. But okay. Yeah, you will see that there will be another a book that is definitely written maybe by pirates, but showing a bunch of pirate fitness exercises, and it is a manual of gainful exercise that it's pretty much like the manual of quickness of action, except for strength rather than dexterity.
Oh, goddamn.
Sadness.
What's the matter, girlie? Not to your satisfaction? And as she kind of hands it to you to look at it, when you open it, you'll also notice that sitting inside it is like a pirate treasure map. But with a nat 20, you recognize that might be a real treasure map.
What do you mean? Gorm has a real one. It's fine.
It
Oh,
depicts an area within 7 days' travel.
okay, so we are looking for a will. Well, what do you want for this one?
Oh, I don't trade in coin, dearie. I trade in items, favors, and anything you might be able to offer. What you got?
Hmm.
Do have a good story, but the written kind. Don't just tell me what you did last week. I had too many people trying to tell me, oh, I had something for supper. It doesn't work that way. Something interesting, please. I'm so very bored.
Hmm. What about the story of one who escaped the afterlife?
Yeah, she seems intrigued by that. If you want to try and like tell her this story, she will. Yeah, she will ask. Well, that definitely sounds like a good one. Uh, Is that what you would like to offer as payment? And she, as she says this, she kind of flicks a wrist, and a magical quill will lift up into the air with a blank book that she seems ready to transcribe the story if you're going to tell this to her. That would be a performance check to see if it's enough for the trade.
Yes, I think that is not something you hear every day.
Well then, by all means, let us get started. Uh, I'll make some tea. And she will she'll clear a little spot in her bookshop, um, and start brewing a pot of tea as the book places itself down on the table and the quill sits hanging above the page, just ready to write whatever you say. And I mean, please do role play it if you like, but you can make a persuasion. I mean, a performance check to see how well this goes.
Oh, well. Let's see. Hmm. Remind me, how was it I died? Oh, yeah.
When we fought the
Is that the fortress?
yeah, the fortress, we freed it from the Hostile Goliath.
Mhm. Yeah, his axe hurt. Realm Warden axe.
Well, in a battle against a mighty giant, a hero was struck down by a foul axe. And of course, this drew the eye of Odin, who pulled them there. Yet this hero thought this was not to be, and therefore decided to turn down Odin and returned home. Yet Odin did not like this, as the dead have to stay dead. Yet this hero, with the help of some mighty steed, rode across across the hills until they saw a mirror of which they stepped through, and so they returned. The afterlife. Much interesting to see. Yet, some things are best left experience yourself.
Well, that is quite a tale. As do you add or do you intentionally leave out the details about like seeing Zeus here? Because you've seen they've got a lot of uh, Thagan rich or Thagan culture here, and whether you would know that he's a Thagan god or not, I'm not sure, but you may have seen some depictions around. Like they seem to have some idols of the other gods. So do you mention that at all, or are you just leaving them as like mysterious figures?
No, one figure, weirdly found in the afterlife, seems to be depicted in your city. I do not know why. Thunder he throws, or is it lightning? It is for you to know.
You saw the god Zeus in Valhalla? You sure it wasn't Thor, perhaps?
Well, you were big, you were wearing almost nothing except, like, I think you call it a toga. And he had a beard. That's about it. Could be Thor, could be Zeus.
Suppose that does describe the men in Mordia and Thaga combined. But it is definitely very interesting. I know some scholars that would be fascinated to hear such a tale. Very well. I believe this is an adequate trade. Thank you very much. I may track you down for more stories like this in the future. If you ever pass by again, do be sure to visit my shop.
That I will.
And with that, I've already forgotten what you were trading for that. Did I add those to your sheet?
I don't
the-
think
the
so.
map. Yeah. The map. And
Manual of gainful exercise, I think you said.
a gainful exercise and a treasure map was the other.
That was very interesting. Quite the roll. The lucky roll.
Yeah. So with that, you guys have gotten some potions and made some money, gotten some books. Is there anything else from the guys in the market?
Personally, I'm done in the market, so I would head to the training area, the tower.
Okay. Is everyone joining him at the training area? There's the citadel and a sort of temple. If you want, those are the other options, but this is where we will be. Can everyone see this already without your token?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the tower.
Okay, yeah, so then as we go over to the tower, again, I would like, what's your name?
Thalgrin.
Yes, name, Thalgrim. Yeah, can Thalgrim please make roll a D100 for me, as
Ooh.
you and the other guy. Sorry, I've got all my notes up, so I can't just quickly check names. You and Furion are going to be doing some training here.
I got an 87.
Oh, very nice. Oh, okay, sorry, I totally misread what I was looking at. Sorry, give me a second here.
Yeah.
What does your training look like? As I mean, this is full on. They fight like Spartan. But what do you think your training looks like as you bring your own kind of martial arts styles to probably face off against either some of their hoplites or against Furion himself? If you can describe what Mikil would see as he's approaching the tower.
Let's see, they're probably all his size. You'll probably. Yeah, but it's fairly. Even though he's pretty big, he'll try to outmaneuver and at first at least to hit. Try to. Well, then knock the wind out of their lungs, essentially, sending a lot of attacks right to begin with. And after that, like, if they try to like roar to try to frighten him, he will use the ability he has as his self class to counter them. If he gets too low, he'll start regenerating, or use some siphon some life from whoever he hits
He will. His first fight is the same way he looks like he will fight, just swinging around a big axe, but then everything becomes more methodical. He won't always win with a fight head on.
If you can please make an athletics check as you get some practice in here, and you can tell these guys you're fighting are using their shields a bit differently as yeah, they've also got these shorter swords that are strange to deal with.
18.
But, okay, an 18, and yeah, as you are coming in here, it looks like Thalgren is hard at work and is training well. But Mikhail, it's at about this point that you arrive, and Thalgren, that is going to be one success. If you can succeed at 3 athletics checks here, you may be able to learn something.
Nice.
But yeah, Mikhail, you have a chance to join him here. As you can see, they are doing some training that may help to improve your skill with the shield.
Hell yeah. Sounds like a great opportunity.
Sorry, say again?
I said hell yeah, sounds like a great opportunity.
Ah, the blacksmith comes to join us.
As Thalgren picks up one of his hoplites from the mud and just tells him to go clean himself off.
Says, come to do some training. Your friend here has been putting my men through their paces.
Yeah, I was trying to see if you could teach me something about, using a shield. Try and learn something from you.
Well, you're just in time. I would be interested to see how one of the heroes fights themselves.
And yeah, I mean, he knows that from Bradovik that the shield maidens of Bradovik are certainly famous. So he steels himself for this fight, but will come in to train with both of you, and yeah, begin with some drills. But you can both make another athletics check for me as you begin training it.
Okay. Not 20.
Is that a nat 20 from Mikhail?
Yeah. And the 23 for me.
Okay, so that's going to count as 2 successes for Mikhail, and that'll be Thalgren's second success. So Mikhail catches up to Thalgren, like all that training from Odir maybe paying off. What does it look like from Mikhail as he joins in the training here, and they kind of training you to stand in a phalanx rather than a shield wall, and how to hold your shield completely differently than how you used to.
At first, Mikkel is a bit taken aback. I was like, ah. So it's like this and not that. Kind of like it needs to forget a little bit of what Odia taught him to be in the phalanx rather than a shield wall. It's like slowly getting it. Well, not slowly, but he's getting it.
Yeah, you'll also notice their shields are quite different. Like they've got this would be something that he would probably be able to forge, some more kind of rounded, as opposed to like the flat wooden shield with the layers that the Vikings would use.
Exactly.
And we'll get one more athletics check here as you guys have spent some time here, but the sun is sort of starting to set and the rain is starting to sort of clear, and you've been training for a few hours at this point.
Wins
That
these.
was not a good one.
Yeah, as both of you are kind of lying in the mud, and Lord Furion stands above you. He goes, "Ah, perhaps we should call it a day and go and see about the feast. You two look like you're about out of steam." Which I suppose doesn't make sense in a world where steam engines have been out of spirit.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to take a break here. Miguel's gonna try getting up from the mud.
Yeah, I mean, he is sort of offering you the choice here to give up and head back to the feast, or to keep training and pushing it a bit harder.
Yeah, I'll ask Lord, are you planning on going to the feast as well? Because the feast is for
Oh.
the heroes. So I wouldn't. If you're not going, I'll gladly stay here and train for some more time.
Oh, well, I'm certainly working up an appetite. I will go later, but if you are willing to keep training, I'd like to see this done. I feel like you've almost got it.
I would like to see it done. I'm sure there will be some food left.
Well, if you two are continuing, then I might as well as well.
That's what we like to hear. Come on then. Pick up your shields. Let's go again.
Yeah, this time it'll be an athletics check, but also a constitution saving throw to avoid exhaustion here, as you are now pushing through and fighting beyond.
We roll one before
Usually
the
training
other.
takes like
Because I think if we get exhausted, we get disadvantage on check. No, it's not on checks.
no,
on
it would be
attacks.
after. So
Okay.
yeah.
Then athletics.
Okay.
Oh, 16 from
18.
both of
Yeah, and a con save.
Oh boy. uh, yeah, I'm gonna flash of genius my con save, so that'll be a 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the 16 will succeed. You've been using some some like high brain maneuvers, but Thelgrin, a 14 is not going to be enough. As oh wait, actually, you guys, what level are you guys? Only level 8.
Yeah, level
Yeah.
8.
Okay, so yeah, a 14 is not going to be enough. You are going to take a level of exhaustion here, as you both complete this and I'm trying to see how it shows up in the sheet, but it should.
The exhaustion
Yeah.
or something else?
No, no. You both earn a feature called. It is basically a feat, but called Shield of Swings. I don't know. I don't think Mikkel had that already. But essentially, now you have. You both have extra attack, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay, just double checking. So, yeah, a wild frenzy of attack serves to bolster your defenses. If you attack more than once per round using your extra attack class feature, you gain a +1 bonus to your AC for each attack you make that round. This bonus lasts until the
Oh.
beginning of your next turn.
Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah.
So the more attacks you make, the higher you can push your AC in a round and really work in the shield techniques.
God damn. Damn. And Mikhail with his AC at 22, it's gonna be 24 if he attacks twice.
He gets, I think, once. It's for each extra attack.
Oh,
Yeah, so at higher
Oh.
levels you can push it further and further, but
Okay.
yeah, so like if you cast a cantrip or something, or if you cast a spell, you're not going to be able to push it. But if you're in the melee using your shield, then you now have some new technique.
Yeah. Wait. I want to talk. Do you have a bonus action attack, or am I misremembering?
And when I rage, I get an attack. So on the first round, I can give myself a +2.
Oh, okay. I was talking about your subclass features. I thought you get yeah, I must have been misremembering. Okay. Oh, carry on.
That will, yeah, as you guys have completed your training and spent the rest of the day doing that, you will head off to the tavern to join the others, and I'm just going to put down the tokens necessary, but yeah, would anyone like to do anything as before we go to the actual feast? Like anything else you're exploring or chatting about? Or, talking about after that train?
I'll just say there is always something new to learn, but time will always be breathing down your neck. Seems like I could use some extra rest after this training session. It's been a while since I properly trained.
So that conversation's gonna have to be with Mikhail for now. I'm just putting stuff.
Oh, you look fine. Still young, a lot of years to come.
That is true. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't take the now and try and learn everything.
Well, it is called the present.
Exactly. Gotta seize it. Carpe diem, as they say. Is that Latin? That's Latin. They might not be saying that yet. Yet?
Oh,
Well,
look,
it did say
Bacon break.
out of steam, so
Yeah.
Yeah, Carpe Diem actually. That I mean, where they come, their whole their whole culture is like Greek and Roman sort of inspired. So that one, they would know.
But yeah, it's all about seizing that day. And then trying to learn as much as possible. Grateful for this opportunity to be able to learn something new.
just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
still putting tokens down, but I'll move you to the inn so as you see as you're arriving, the elves just getting there as well.
Seems like we're not that much late. If we're even late at all.
No, I mean you're not late by the time you get here. It is full though, I will say. I'm just putting tokens down.
Yeah.
Just realized that gives a bad first impression. It's not totally empty. It's bustling. I don't want to crash Foundry, but you get the point. It's full of layers.
Thought we're middle. Walk in and grab yourself an empty seat by the bar there.
Yeah, can you guys actually see anything?
Yeah. Again, it's a grayed out a bit because of the darkness.
Yeah, yeah. There's like a gray color. Like the only color I see are the lanterns and candles around.
It's because of dark vision, essentially.
Yeah, I think there's no light. You guys just all have dark vision.
Yeah.
Can Mikio see?
No.
That's fine.
I'm just
Yeah,
I'm
but
just a human.
it's the Leonin Tavern. They've all got dark vision. Everyone's just. This is just nice dim light. Yeah, that's good. And they will turn up the lights a little bit.
Oh, there we go. There's color.
There we go. Now there should be some light.
Yeah. Yeah, I must say, as a kid, when I saw black and white pictures, as a kid, I thought the world was black and white back then. I was like, oh wow, that was a kind of weird thought for me to have as a kid.
Wow, the world before color.
Yeah, basically he thought that the real world used to be black and white back then. Like that's what kid me thought.
Okay, I fixed the other one. Yeah, as you guys arrive here at the Maastricht Inn, you will see that there is a barkeep there as you approach the bar there that looks like sort of an older Leonin woman who approaches and just says,
Mead or wine, sir? It's a man, not a woman.
no, no,
Mead,
that's
mead, please.
Right up, and
for your friends as he looks at the group sort of approaching behind
you know them, right?
Heroes of Brodavik. Might have heard of them.
Those are the ones. Yeah, yeah. Well, interesting company you keep, but mead coming right up. And for the elves, oh, and you, sir, and mead or wine.
Us three will take the wine.
Finally, some folk of culture.
Mead and Camilla. I mean, Mikkel and Camilla. Are they ordering mead or wine?
Classic wine.
Personally, I'm a mead guy.
The Viking is a mead guy, no.
Well, she will pour 2 big horns of mead for Thalgren and Mikkel, and then will like strangely in a strangely refined way, like more so than you have seen anyone drink wine in Mordia, other than perhaps elves that have been around for a long time. They will uh, pour you a nice vintage of Thagan wine, and you will immediately be able to tell Trymere that this stuff is imported, but this is you're looking at like an ancient Greek wine, which to the elves that's like something that would be difficult to get your hands on, but seems to be the basic drink here.
Okay.
Yeah, Ariana would be quite excited by it. She just going through the full like smelling the wine, the whole sommelier sort of experience with this barkeep. And it's far less rowdy than the taverns you've been in lately.
Yeah, like Trimer is starting to like understand what what's his name again? I forgot his name. What was it?
Or
what was
Lord.
the big guy's name again? Yeah. Well, what he meant when saying like their clan is like more civilized, or in this case, kind of like a more mindful of their manners in a way. Yeah, Trevor is starting to see what he meant by that.
Yeah, they are very much. You can also see the warriors that are sitting around are, in Brodavik, they're not very respectful of their like weapons and armor and stuff. There's like axes like in walls and tables and stuff, just because that's a convenient place to put it. Whereas here there's some order to, they've like lined up their spears and shields against the wall, and there is clearly a structure to the systems here, and also a hierarchy which is different to the Viking mead halls that have got, it'll have like the fire in the middle, and the nobility or that rank would be sitting on one side, But here you notice the king and queen are sitting in the corner of the tavern on in like a little raised section.
Okay.
And they seem and you'll see a Leonin go up to them and speak to them quietly, and maybe give them something like some kind of an offering, and it seems quite relaxed in terms of like the common folk seem to be talking to them in here, but this is supposedly the royal tavern, so what would you guys like to do?
So where are the king and queen right now? On the map here. Are they somewhere on the map here?
In the bottom corner, you can see them. Or maybe you can't see them through the stairs. I don't know.
Yeah, we cannot see them through the stairs.
Yeah.
They're right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
We cannot see them.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are up those stairs. You can see there's like a little raised platform there that you can see that it's fancy up there. It looks like where the king and queen might be. But you'd easily be able to find that out. It's not hard to see them. You may just have to move on the map.
Okay.
You will also be able to tell that in here there is a bard that is currently playing a song to the side. I don't know what I did with the token. She was sitting at the other place as well. But the Leonin love their boasting contests where you can try and outdo each other in telling exaggerated versions of your exploits. Other than that, yeah, the king is there with the queen if you want to talk to them, and plenty of people to talk to in the tavern. Start a bar fight, start a drinking game. What do you guys? There will be food here as well. Like, I suppose they wouldn't really know when or how that's going to be served, as there's no giant spit in the middle of the room.
Anyway, like before I go, does anyone have in mind of what they want to do?
Well, Falgrim is absolutely knackered. He's exhausted.
Okay,
He
makes
would
sense.
probably talk business with King tomorrow, but he'll probably just sit here for a bit, eat, drink. So not much, I would say.
Okay.
Drink, honestly. How big are the wine
Alright.
glasses compared to like the mead?
I mean, yeah, the mead, the Leonin-sized mead horns. So, yeah, the wine glasses are pretty tiny. But think of like Game of Thrones goblet, like it's not like a traditional, like a wine glass we have today. It's more like one of those thick wooden kind of things. I'm trying to remember what is the name. A goblet is
Chalice? Maybe?
Chalice?
no,
Oh?
quite a chalice, but a goblet of.
A meat horn?
A goblet. It's
Yeah, a goblet.
yeah. So a wooden goblet.
Yeah.
Then
So yeah, it looks like a normal wine glass that you get today, but more. It's much thicker. Okay, I'm gonna post what it looks like, but this is a magic item that Ah, fuck it, this is what the king's drinking. Sent it on Discord. But that kind of thing.
Hero's Goblet. That's a pretty fucking cool goblet.
I must actually look up what
Okay.
that item does. It's probably quite cool. But yeah, that's the one the king's drinking out of. You're drinking out of a similar design, but maybe not quite as fancy, or at least not magically imbued.
Okay.
Oh,
And
yes.
also another
Just
thing you can do in taverns is gather rumors. I will remind you of that. Is there are things that you can do in each of these kinds of establishments, but this would be as far as the rules go. This is an establishment as opposed to like a keep or a tower. You know.
All right. Right then. Then Trimir will approach the. Oh, I can't see. Wait, hold on. Let me double check if I can. Oh, okay, there we go. Now I can see them. Yep. He'll approach the king and queen and give a vow and and essentially try, to start the conversation, Trimir will ask, how are the children that were returned here? Are they healthy and not too scarred about what happened to them recently?
Much safer now, thanks to you. Good to finally meet you. This is my husband, King Bastion, and the king would. He seems a bit distracted, but when he sees you, he goes, "Oh yes, uh, the elf. We've heard a lot about you. Thank you so much for dealing with those damned hags. We're starting to wonder if we'd ever be rid of them."
Yes, you are welcome. And from what I've heard from the children, they were originally kidnapped from the the devious Shadowclaw clan. Like, how exactly did they kidnap them? Did they like attack your city or attack patrols or caravans that was of your people?
Oh, never anything so bold, but they have been finding travelers on the road and sneaking into places that all sorts of ways, honestly, but this has been going on for years. Kidnapping our people, taking them as pets. Uh, Despicable, but
Hmm.
now that the hags are gone, we've had more and more returning, even those who were not bound by the hags but had broken out and been living in the wilds for some time. There are many happy families that have been reunited, and for that we are in Braudovik's debt.
You're welcome. And speaking of, I wonder, is there a great potential for trade with Brodovic now that the south seems like the southern forests and routes may be much more safer than before without hags now?
I would like to think so. I have a vision of uniting the Leonin into a kingdom, so for that I will need allies as strong as Braudovic.
Hmm.
I believe some trade deals, maybe military pacts, and even some cultural exchanges are in order.
I see.
It is time our people got to know each other better.
Yes. As of now, the Verdant Main tribe are offering like their healers, like their way of healing to share amongst us.
Ah, very good. Well, we have not much by way of healers, but we are powerful warriors. We
Yes,
would-
I've heard from my blacksmith in the group, along with the other young was training with one of your warriors, Furton, in shield training, mentioning on how you wield shields by wearing it on your wrists.
Well, yes, I suppose there's a little more to it than that, but it is often enough to confuse our enemies, if not overwhelm them with the superior tactic, of course.
Of course.
We also have some seers who are rather powerful indeed. Uh, Elder Mystic Vara has been foretelling a vision of blood and shadow for some time. We think perhaps your arrival may put an end to that if you are intending to go after the Shadow Claws.
I see. I suppose I shall meet with him soon then to discuss this then. From what we heard, the Shadow Claws may still pose a threat for like, without, I can imagine without their masters, the hags, they might cause more chaos. If they're not so as early as before, but we can use that to our advantage and try to deal with them before they cause even more trouble.
The hags were not quite their masters, but they certainly were allies and powerful force together. But without them, you are right. They will be weakened. So this may be our chance. Where are the rest of your party? I heard there were a number of you visiting us.
Yes, they are over there. They are quite enjoying the wine. Most of them, at least most of them.
Ah, well. You know what? I could use a refill myself. Why don't I come and say hello?
Of course.
And yeah, he will get up from the table, and you'll realize he's much taller than most of the other Leonin, other than maybe Lord Furion.
Furry. Yeah.
He will begin making his way across the tavern as he says hello to a couple of the people along the way. It seems like he's quite close with these, like with his subject.
Okay, like a strong community, it seems.
Yeah, there's definitely, like, as they are all kind of giving him a respectful like bow of the head, and a lot of it calling him Your Grace, that kind of thing. But he seems quite friendly with them all. And as he joins the group, uh, yeah, what are the rest of you doing here at the bar?
I like the sounds of getting drunk. Mikhail's gonna slam his first drink. Hopefully, to a better end than the last times.
You guys that have been at the bar, you can all please give me a perception check while you've been sitting there. Sorry, can you call out the roll?
8 for Thargrin.
19 for me.
And 11 for Mikkel.
So, yeah, Carmilla, you would notice sitting up on on the other table that there is a figure that looks a little bit different to a lot of the other um Leonin in here. It's got darker fur and yeah, reminds you of some of the Leonin you fought on the battlefield. The kind of armor and stuff he's wearing looks more Viking than the rest of them. And you realize that there may be a shadow claw sitting in the corner.
Oh no.
And you
Which
see
one
there's another
is that?
Leonin woman sitting at the table with him. She looks older, but they seem to be in the corner, kind of whispering, just as the king arrives and starts interacting with the rest of the group. Carmilla, you've just noticed him in the corner. Can you see him on the map? Suddenly.
No,
There is multiple corners.
I think the bottom left one, he meant.
Yeah, sorry, I keep thinking you can see up the stairs, but so he's in the corner right below you, Carmilla. You kind of notice up the top of the
Oh,
stairs.
okay.
Ah, yeah. I
But you
cannot.
could easily go up there. There are other tables up there. So.
Ah, I
Oh, are you
see.
actually going there?
Ah, I just wanted to see like this.
Oh, okay.
Well, seems we may have unwelcome visitors, or some of those we seek.
Out of character, I wonder, Carmel, do you have the observant feat or no? Like, how do you have a high passive perception? I'm wondering.
The armor. I do not have the observant feat. With that, I think it would be extremely high.
Okay. Okay. I was just wondering, because if you did, you would have read their lips if they were whispering to each other. You could read what they're saying from a distance. But you don't have it. But it's okay.
Thargrin will turn in his seat to face Carmilla.
Hmm?
What do you mean by company?
Well, if you look up those stairs, pointing at this, you'd see some dark-skinned Leonin. I don't think that's normal.
The king, as he arrives, says, "Oh, we Leonin come in all shapes and colors, my friend. But I suppose that is true for you elves as well."
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you see, there have been a couple of looks thrown Kamala's way as she's she's been here in the tavern. You've gotten a lot of looks just for being elves, but you've noticed that smell that Thelgrin was picking up. Uh, a lot of the Leonin have been picking that up on Kamala as well. But you are a famed, like, Blade of Braudevik, the you know word of who you are has reached this place, so people recognize her once they realize they can put two and two together, and you are famous enough that no one's trying to arrest you for just looking like a pale elf.
Like suspicious. Yep, being suspicious.
Maybe we can ask him where he's from once our business is once we are done with our conversation with the king.
Oh, you're right.
But I've spoken with Trymere here, but it's nice to meet some of the other heroes as well. What brings you to my fine citadel, if I might ask? I mean, you are welcome here, especially after what you've done. But I hear you have problems with the Shadow Claws yourself.
Oh, Dalgren, would you like to share what's been your perspective?
Well, you cut the head of the snake, the body will still thrash somewhat. The Shadow Claw lost a very powerful ally, but it might just make them more reckless and chaotic. The Verdant men cannot protect themselves. That's why we're offering our healers in exchange for protection. But you have the troops and the manpower, you patrol the area. If you know about any small camps or anything we can investigate, we'll head there tomorrow morning.
Oh, I also remember that the king also mentioned their elder mystic Barrow was having visions that may be related to Shadow Claws. We could also meet him soon.
Yeah, the Furion who's been sort of warming himself by the fire will also be joining the conversation and just saying, well, our patrols have actually discovered a Shadow Claw camp nearby. Could be an opportunity for a small scouting mission. That would be helpful to get rid of them if you have the time.
Sounds like a good start. See what they have. the rest.
The king will say as he kind of thinks this over. He'll say, there is something that perhaps you could provide some answers about if you all are knowledgeable about magical creatures by any chance. We captured a beast that we believe to be a failed experiment of the Shadow Claws. Maybe something the hags were helping them with, but I haven't been able to figure out exactly what it is myself. There may be more of them out there. I've been trying to understand it so that we can be best prepared. If you have any expertise with exotic animals, I heard you gave the Arcane Beastmasters a run for their money not too long ago. Thank you for that as well, by the way. Poachers have certainly been an issue in these parts.
Well, my knowledge is somewhat lacking, but maybe some of whatever the druids are doing rubbed off on me. Not sure about the rest.
Well, no matter. Come and take a look before you leave. Maybe you can help me figure out what's going on. But if you are able to help, maybe I can provide you with an animal companion or some magical mount. I have quite the collection of beasts, and to be honest, it is not in my interest to keep them caged up. We'll also be opening the arena soon, if any of you are keen to compete. But I'm sure that can wait until your investigations are done. Where are you heading to from here?
Heading to the Verdant main village, closer to where the Shadow Claws operate from. You were closer to how we got here.
Your elders have agreed to this. I have tried to ally myself with them several times, and generally they don't really want to get involved. Is it that bad?
Shadow Claw are moving things out of balance, and they must be dealt with to keep it.
You will have the Felidrikar's full support.
Thank you, King Bastion.
Please, I'm sure you must be tired from your travels.
There are rooms upstairs. You can help yourself to any that are open. We will meet again in the morning. I welcome you to enjoy the feast, and if you feel inclined to tell tales of the battle, I'm sure many here would be very interested to hear them.
Yeah, but the king will sit and chat with you for as long as you like. But I don't know. Do you guys want to continue on here in the tavern? I will remind you, there's lots of things you can do in the tavern, like
Yep.
want to gamble or anything like that. It's up to you
Yep,
guys.
there's also a thing. Yep, there's also a thing with what Carmilla saw, the possible Shadow Claw people here. Want to act on that, Carmilla? Dogged? See what's up.
Oh. Why not? Oh my. Don't see that color of fur around here, like, at least you're the first one I've seen.
He, you see, he kind of looks a little bit frightened when he sees you. Just says, you're not with them, are you? I won't go back.
Oh.
You
Oh.
see him reaching down next to him, like you see him slowly reaching for an axe, but he's looking up at you and just shaking his head. He looks nervous.
With whom? If you mean the Shadow Clone, no.
You're not one of those things.
I'm not sure what those things are.
The dead ones. Those dark elves. You smell just like them. The shadow dancers.
Don't think I've been called that. But no, I'm not affiliated with them.
Can give me a perception check versus, a persuasion against his insight.
DM, can I try to sniff him out to see if he has any Shadow Claw
11.
stench on him?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check. Sure.
Use my snout of the Bloodhound. It will cancel out my what is perception, you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Normal perception roll. Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, damn.
And I rolled as Gorm, so I think it's might be even worse. Yeah, it's a 9. Not an 11. I'm way too tired.
Yeah, so you can't quite tell. He definitely has armor that might give you that impression, but yeah, he comes to the realization that if you were Shadowclaw, you probably wouldn't be walking around so boldly in this place, like, and Carmilla, and he puts the axe back down and just says, "Oh, okay, well, I'm not trying to draw any more attention. Please sit down. I didn't know the king was going to be here."
Well, nothing to see then.
Okay. Or don't. He just shrugs.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah. Mhm.
So you're taking a seat there.
Yeah. On the other hand, let's see the story.
There's not much of a story, okay? I was with them, but after seeing the things that they did, the things they wanted me to do, I can't work with them anymore. And the Oracle said that I should seek shelter here. And he kind of looks at the other woman sitting at the table, who you now realize is blind as you arrive, and she looks quite a bit older than the rest of the Leonin here in the tavern. But she says, "Yes, child, we'll be safe here, don't worry." I'm sorry, who are you, miss? I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Camilla Arlen.
Ah, the hero. I have heard your name. Uh, Please forgive our friend here. He is no longer with the Shadowclaws and wants only to atone for the mistakes he has made.
Oh, well. So, if in case we are to eradicate them or deal with them, that we should beware of.
To eradicate them? I'm not sure that's possible. There is dark magic at work there. There is the sorceress, Vespera Nightshade. She is turning our warriors to the dead, and those who don't agree get fed to the gnolls.
Oh, that explains those weird hyena things.
I can help you. I can show you where they're camping. But please, I just want to join the right side.
Well, I'm sure that I'll remember that for the future. But before some attention is drawn to you, well, I think I better get back for my companion's starting to worry or rises at Ruckus. So this time, yes. Have a good night.
Thank you, Lady Camilla. And they will go back to their sort of hushed tones. Thalgren, what is your passive perception? Also 11. Yeah. Looks like. Alright. Are you back?
Yeah, okay. Now I can hear. That
Okay.
was odd.
Yeah, I was just asking your passive perception, but that's also
it
11.
was
So
it
I
was
don't think you could
16.
have overheard.
Yeah. If I haven't overheard, then I haven't overheard. Yeah, seeing
Yeah.
as Carmilla returned to the group, I will also take my leave. Return to my seat.
Yeah, as you come back to the conversation happening here about where you guys will be traveling to next and what the best routes are, you kind of explaining the things that we've already explained several times. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, are there any plans going on here or conversations that you want to dip into?
Mm. Not at the moment, no. I feel like Trymere discussed with a lot already. Like the stuff with the well, Elder Seer or Elder Mystic Barrow can come up tomorrow.
Yeah, Thalgrin is, well, as exhausted and he heard some things he need to contemplate about, so he will not. He probably head up to sleep. So not much from him.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to wrap this up and go to bed, you can. There's, unless you want to do something, nothing's going to happen. So,
Yep, as you said before, sandboxing. If we want something to happen, we gotta interact with it.
Well, let's can Mikkel try and like eavesdrop, like try and see if we can hear any rumors, as it were, like other than what we've already talked about. Like just try and listen in on the
Yeah.
conversations happening.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, just 1 second. Then he started a fire. Yeah, you can definitely try and get some room.
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
sure the mechanic for that is. Yeah, you can make a perception or an investigation check for now.
Ooh.
I feel like there might be an
Yep.
actual mechanic for it.
That would be a 17. Yeah.
Why you slash a genius? Because why
Yeah.
not? You're about to take a long rest.
I mean, that is true, actually. Yeah. So I'll use my reaction to Flash of Genius that for 22.
Okay, so yeah, the to get uh, to get some rumors, like just overhearing things, uh, is pretty difficult. But if you want to spend some money here, you could spend 200 gold for confirmed rumor, uh, um, to kind of pass some money along. But otherwise, yeah, that is a pretty good check to just overhear things. I'm just so it's, okay, yeah. So you will be able to tell with that check. You'll hear some people talking about encounters that they've had in like the local wildlife, and one of them will be talking about how they're sort of suggesting to someone that they avoid a certain pass because there has been a woolly rhino that has been running around the area and has been like attacking people on the roads. You will also overhear that the Shadow Claw have displacer beasts in uh, under their control. You kind of overhear some people talking about the things they've run into in the wilds and like battles that they've had. You can hear they're exaggerating a little bit, but sounds like there's rhinos and displacer beasts out there. If you want to, do you want to pay some gold to kind of maybe slip some to the bartender or something to try and get some absolute confirmed rumors? Because right now you're basically just hearing people boasting at each other about the scariest things they've seen.
Sure. Go up to the bartender, like slide him the 200. Like, has there been anything happening in these areas recently?
Oh,
Tip
well,
for your troubles.
well, tip like that, I could definitely let you in on a little secret. Again, I'm gonna sorry, I'm gonna have to consult this.
That's alright.
If you're
Yeah,
looking at the,
for the 200 gold. Sorry.
I want to say that in the Strongholds book, if you like, it's 100 gold per like rumor. Doesn't say anything about a check.
It's per level of the establishment. This
Oh,
one is
okay.
2, so that's why it's 200 gold. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it would be usually those rules are for if you're running the tavern, like if you own the tavern. It's like if it's your establishment, you can make the gather intel checks. So it's running a little bit differently, but yeah, essentially the same thing. Yeah, so with that, yeah, you will be able to get the information that she'll say, some of those the dead ones, those bloodsuckers that they say are out there. Apparently, if you can catch one while it's sleeping, put a wooden stake through its heart, it can't get back up like they do on the battlefields. But I mean, never seen one of those things myself, so I don't know if that's of any use to you. They call them, what was it again? Vampires. That's it.
it's good information if we're gonna go up against them.
Yes, I've heard silver is also not their favorite. Some of the warriors with silver weaponry have been doing better than others when they stumble back in here at the end of the night.
Okay.
So yeah, you now know that there are rhinos, displacer beasts, and vampires out there.
What a ragtag bunch of creatures. Pleasure doing business with you. So I'll take my leave. Over to the party and
If you do want to find a room, there is a staircase on the left there that should take you to the upper floor.
alright. Guess Mika will head towards the upstairs.
Thorgrim will also head up.
Seems like everyone is ready to.
Sleep for the night.
They might not feel light. Oh no, fixed. Yeah, so you guys can find yourselves a room. There's plenty of space. There's
Found the big ones.
Oh, the big ones?
No.
Um, oh, Mikhail's phone this one.
okay. Well, that night, as you guys all make your way to bed, the citadel is quiet, but the party rages on downstairs for a little while before eventually it peters out, and yeah, there will be in the middle of the night. I need everyone to please roll a d20.
Oh no. Okay. The straight 1d20.
11.
18.
Oh no, 5. Oh, oh no.
5.
We can also roll 5.
Oh, both of you. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Roll off between the two of you. Oh, actually, no. Okay, why not? In the middle of the night, there will be movement at your door. I need a perception check from Trimir and Mikil.
That's a bit scary.
Oh no.
You are asleep, Mikil. Makes sense.
Let's
Damn
see.
fast.
Okay, there it goes. 23.
Okay, so there is going to be in one room. There will be the louder one. Okay. As the room in each of your rooms, the doors are going to like slide open, but Trymere, this is enough. You only go through a trance, so maybe you're already up at when this happens, as it is early hours of the and Mikhail, you are not going to notice as a vampire sneaks into your room in the middle
Oh
of the
no.
night and makes an attack.
Oh no.
Good news, Mikhail, you would not need the cloak of Arachnid anymore.
I don't need the click of Arachne. What?
Wait, how did it miss?
Really?
Oh wait, what is the rule for if you're unconscious? Does it auto hit?
You're incapped, and that would be the rules as if you're unconscious, which means auto crit. If it's
Close attack,
within 5 feet, yeah.
In close attack, if it hits the crit, it doesn't auto hit.
Attack rules have advantage, which is what I rolled. So okay, I didn't remember. So yeah, in the middle of the night, Trymere, you notice the door open and Leonin standing in front of it, like darker, the sort of blending in with the shadow here as these eyes are just staring back at you, and you can see an axe in its hands, but you are awake enough that you would be able to roll initiative. But Mikhail, you only notice this as you kind of wake up and something has kind of got you grabbed and is trying to bite you in the neck. But that'll be enough to wake you, and we will get into that fight next week as we've just reached the end of the session.
I wonder, can we just roll? No.
Yeah, fuck it, let's just do it.
Yeah, let's just do it now. Like everyone else is asleep at Trimer's a week.
Yeah, you guys can also roll for initiative, the other ones, but I'll say you've got disadvantage if you weren't.
If we
you
were
weren't
not,
awake.
yeah.
I'd say the
Oh,
elves, you can, any of the elves can cancel out that disadvantage because you might be up from the trance. It's just Delgrim.
Okay.
He's exhausted. He's fast.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, the elves are rolling low on their initiatives. And we all rolled 6.
Yeah, it was Ariana and Camilla. They rolled low.
Carmilla, your vampire senses tingle.
Yeah, and I must say, look at our roll 6.
Yeah, that's
all,
pretty bad.
folks.
But yeah, thank you guys for the session.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this is very fun.